Calum lived his life in the steady rhythm of the sun until he met Alara. She did not arrive with the roar of a summer storm. She arrived like the first sliver of a crescent moon, a delicate promise of light in the corner of his eye. He found himself pulled toward her by a silent tidal gravity he didn't yet understand. Their love grew in the hushed spaces between words. They spent hours in the garden, where the air smelled of damp earth and night-blooming jasmine. Calum realized that loving Alara was not about capturing her light, but about learning to see in the dark. He watched her intently, noticing the way her laughter waxed and waned with the passing days. When the moon reached its fullness, Alara was a son of the night. She filled the room with a brilliant silver energy that made Calum feel as though he were walking on air. In those moments, her presence was so absolute that he forgot the world ever knew shadows. She was the peak of the tide, the height of the dance. But the moon is a creature of change, and Calum began to notice the subtle shift. Ilara's light started to recede, not out of malice, but out of necessity. She became quieter, her gaze often fixed on distant horizons Calum could not see. He felt the cold nip of the coming winter in his heart, yet he did not reach out to hold her back. The end did not come with a crash or a cry. It came like twilight, a gradual softening of the world until the edges blurred into nothing. They sat on the porch as the sun dipped below the trees, acknowledging the space that had grown between them. Alara took his hand, her touch as light as a moth's wing. "I am a traveler of phases," Alara whispered, and Calum understood. To love her was to accept the cycle. He let go of her hand, not because his love had faded, but because it had become large enough to grant her the freedom to vanish. She walked into the rising mist, her silhouette dissolving into the silver air. In the weeks that followed, the garden felt empty and the nights felt long. Calum sat in the dark, feeling the ache of the new moon, the phase where the light is hidden, but the gravity remains. He realized that Alara hadn't taken his light. She had taught him how to find his own in the stillness. The love he had felt for Alara began to transform him. He found himself moving through the world with a newfound softness. When he saw a young boy named Lumio crying over a broken toy in the park, Calum didn't just walk by. He sat down, offering the patience he had learned from the moon. Every time the moon returned to the sky, Calum looked up and thanked the memory of her. He wasn't the man he used to be, the one who feared the dark. He was now a keeper of shadows, someone who knew that even when the love is gone, the glow it left behind continues to guide the way. Loving and losing had been an act of bravery, a journey through the phases of the heart. Calum stood in the silver light, a kind and patient man, knowing that some lights never truly go out. They simply wait for the next cycle to begin, and he was ready for whatever the night might bring.